he's been great, like a great big brother to talk to.
Do you think Jackson should not be allowed to practice because he's too good? This is the conversation I've been having with some coworkers. I think if Jackson's practicing would be unfair to the defense, and it's not good for the other receivers. Do you think he should have to sit?
I mean, he's ridiculous. He'll, run a route in practice and then make a ridiculous catch, and it's just mind blowing. But I think, I mean, I like playing with him, but I'm sure the defense would say otherwise.
I asked Ryan about CJ's progression and being able to ask him. He was talking about CJ's ability to be able to ask why he's doing things and not just how to do them. Do you feel like you're getting that point in the playbook? I feel like you're getting deep enough into it and you can start asking those questions?
100%. I think that was one of the things that I hit on earlier. I think that when you understand why you're making a read and why they're calling a play, I think that really allows you to take it to the next step rather than them just telling you what to do and where to go with the ball. If you see this, let's go here, and then once you take that next step, understanding why I'm going here and what coverage this route beats and stuff like that.
Do you understand how big of a leap you'd be able to make from
Say that again?
Obviously, everybody makes that leap from year one to year two. You start to understand things a little bit. Did you even underestimate how big that jump is?
I mean, honestly, I thought the biggest leap would be, going from freshman year spring ball to freshman year fall camp. But I think really once you get a full season and a full off season in, and you really start to understand, like I said, like the ins and outs of the offense, everything just starts to slow down a little bit. Now going into my second season, I think that leap is huge. And I didn't really even know that it was going to be like that. And it's funny, I was talking to Braxton Miller when he was here having the camp, and that's what I said to him, that the jump from year one to year two has been huge. And he's like, bro, just wait until you go from year two to year three, like it's even bigger. So I'm definitely excited and falling in love with the process. I think it's been really the main thing.
A follow-up on Spencer's question really quick. Do you think being able to have seen the field last year in action, do you think that's helped you bridge that gap a little bit better?
Yeah, 100%. I think, you can practice and you can watch film all you want, but nothing really compares to actually getting out there and playing a real game. So that experience last year was awesome, and allowing me to get out there and learn and get in the flow of a game, I think really helped push my progress and becoming a better quarterback to the next level.
I'm sorry if you get to ask this, but what did you learn from that Akron game? Getting out there and being the starting quarterback in this.
I mean, obviously in practice, you get the reps and you get the action, but you can't really simulate, what a defense you've never seen before is going to look like, and what kind of plays they're going to call, and what kind of looks and blitzes they're going to give you, and picking stuff up like that on the fly has been huge. And then on top of that, you have to learn how to play the game, learn how to manage bad situations, learn how to get back. If it's 2nd and 12, you're not trying to get it all back, you're just trying to get half back. And that's things, that don't always come up in practice, but then in the game, they really do show up.
Is that something, just given your arm talent, I mean, that's why you're here, has that been a progress of 2nd and 12? You don't have to get it all back on 2nd and 12, and you can take the little stuff.
I mean, if it's there, it really depends on the play call, but that's definitely something that maturing as a quarterback has been, and learning how to get your team in the best situations like that.
How is this defense? If something were to happen to him, unfortunately, how ready would you feel to step in there and do everything he can do to run this offense and do what this offense did last year and beyond?
100%. I think it's just having confidence and playing, within yourself. And I'm not going to try to be CJ. If that situation comes up, I'm going to just try to be myself. But I feel like definitely coming into the second year, the confidence level is a lot higher, and you're understanding the offense, understanding the ins and outs. So I think definitely. From where I was last year, where I was now, I feel like the confidence level is a lot higher.
Do you almost look at that academic tape and cringe?
I mean, there's definitely some really good learning points, and that's been a really good learning experience for me, having that under my belt. So just continuing to learn off of situations like that has been really good.
Was embracing the process of all this difficult to arrive at that point? Was it difficult to, because as Burn was saying, you come into a situation where you're used to sort of being in control of everything, and you get here and you just got to work for it.
Yeah.
At what point, I guess, did you get comfortable with that sort of existence?
Yeah, I mean, when you first get here, you go from being the man in high school and being the best on your team, and then when you get here, it's a really humbling experience. And the faster you can embrace that, and the faster you can understand, like, okay, I gotta learn, I gotta get bigger, faster, stronger, all that, the faster you can embrace that, I feel like, is the faster you can be able to start to develop and start to take off. So I'm happy that I was able to see that pretty early on and realize that, it's going to be a long process getting better. And, there's not really one area where I can just, kind of relax at. Like, I got to push myself in all those areas.
From just a pure passing standpoint, where do you think you made the most gains since last season?
I think just seeing the bigger picture and seeing the defense and being able to, read a defender and then quickly get to the next read. I mean, that's still even something I'm trying to improve on and get better at. But I feel like that's really one of the biggest things that I've grown on since I've been here.
That
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
of
go ahead.
understanding that this is a process.
Right.
Is it easier to come to terms with that this offseason when you're not immediately getting thrown into a quarterback competition where you feel like you got to play catch up and you got to do everything you can to fight with guys who have, quite frankly, been in the program longer than you are? Is it easier to...
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. I mean, when I first got here, Jack and CJ already had a year on me, and I did feel like I had to play catch up. I had to learn the playbook extremely fast, and I didn't have any room for error. But at the end of the day, like, you're a young guy, like, you're gonna have some bad plays, you're gonna have ups and downs, and now that I'm not competing for a job, like, I'm still trying to get better every day. I'm still trying to focus on competing with myself and trying to bring out the best version of myself. But at the same time, it's definitely a process, like you said, and that was something that maybe I didn't see, right when I got here in the quarterback competition, but now going into year two, it's definitely something that I feel like I come to terms with.
Got better clarity?
Right, 100%.
Is your drive, though, like, there's that fine line between being a backup and working to be the starter and settling to being the backup? You don't strike me as a guy who's settled on being.
Yeah.
How do you fight that every day?
You just have to have the mindset of being the starter and holding yourself to that standard, and being on your P's and Q's about watching film and the little details in practice and stuff like that, because you really never know when that opportunity is going to come, so you really have to stay ready so you don't get ready, and that's kind of been my mindset this entire offseason.
And you prep for every game just like you're the starter, right?
100%, yeah.
At the end of the day, do you go, well, golly, man, wasted? No, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You didn't get that yet. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, sometimes it's difficult. You're watching film and, in the back of your mind, you're like, I might not even get in. Like, there were times last year where, I watched hours of film and didn't see the field. But I think that just, teaches you that, you have to be ready, because you never know when that opportunity would come up, and, it would be bad if, 1 week I was like, all right, I'm probably not going to get in, so I don't have to watch film, and that opportunity comes up, and you're screwed.
Is Mac Jones the contemporary poster child for, like, sticking with it? That you might, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I really haven't thought about it like that, but I think he and Tua are in the same class, and it's crazy to see his journey just kind of sitting there and waiting for his opportunity. And obviously, you see what he's done now, so I think it just goes to show everybody runs their own race. Everybody is at a different point in their journey, and there's 1,000 ways to get there.
Is there anything about CJ that you've learned from him or appreciate about the way he runs the ship?
Yeah, I think really everything. CJ's been a great guy to look up to in terms of X's and O's. He's a great guy whose mind I like to pick and just try to get different small details about what he's seeing and what he thinks about this coverage versus this route and stuff like that. And then off the field, just the way he carries himself, he's extremely humble, a great guy. And there's never been a question where I'm like, I can't ask CJ that. So it's been a really good and beneficial relationship.
Has there been a young receiver who's really come? Oh, I'm sorry. Has there been a young receiver, a couple that have really come on in this camp that you think people should keep their eye on?
Yeah, I think really the 4 new freshmen are doing a great job. I think anytime you come in a receiver room like that with guys like Marvin and Jackson and Julian and Mecca and JB and all those guys, you really don't have any choice but to elevate your game. And I think they've really kind of embraced that, and they've really understood, like, it's not high school anymore. Like, I got to take this thing to the next level. So I think 2 of them, Caleb, Burton, and Keon, who came in the spring, have made big jumps going into the fall camp. And I think Kojo and then Caleb Brown have done a great job kind of getting ready for fall camp quickly and adjusting to the college game fast. So I think it's been impressive to watch all 4 of them kind of on their journey.
Given that you've been with Marvin since high school, what makes him the talent that he is? And also, are you shocked at, like, the physical transformation that's happened from the moment you guys got there?
I mean, when I first met Marvin at the beginning of our high school careers, I mean, obviously he was talented. He 6'3". He moved really well, but the thing that really stuck out to me when we first started working together was just how hard he works. And I think like a perfect example of that is like during COVID, which was going into our senior year, practice was shut down. There really wasn't anything for us to do, and we were sneaking on the fields at 6 a.m. before summer school throwing. And he was never a guy that would complain. He was just like, tell me where and when, and I'll be there. And I think once we got to college, he's even taken his work ethic to the next level. So it's no surprise to see what he's been able to do on the field. I think it's just a product of his talent matching with his work ethic.
You and him both come from families where your dad was a quarterback, his dad was a wide receiver. Does the fact that you guys have seen what it looks like to work at that level, does that maybe impact the way you guys kind of, because that summer you guys were coming in here pretty much every day.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think it's been ingrained in Marvin and I that work ethic is extremely important, and I think he's shown that, and I think that's something that he and I both pride ourselves on, and he's been like that since the time I met him, and nothing's really changed since now. He's just taking it to a next level. So I think everything you're going to see from Marvin this year has been earned and not given.
Great, Kyle, thank you.